What's going on, Canes fans? Welcome to episode number 12 of Walking and Venting with Coop, the series where I walk along the edge of my property and we discuss a very hot, controversial topic when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes. Now, I have something that I need to say before we dive into today's topic, and that is, if you don't want to talk about these hot, controversial, debatable topics, then please just don't watch this series. I'm having so many people pop down in the comment section on the Walking and Venting videos, and they're like, Coop, why are you stirring the pot? Coop, why do you keep bringing up negativity? Why do you want to talk about these things when it's literally what this series is built for? It's called Walking and Venting. So I'm purposely bringing up topics that maybe people are scared to openly give an opinion on, and we do it in this video. No holding back, just straight, real talk, completely open, judgment-free zone. That is what this series is. You won't hurt my feelings if you don't watch it. Just skip it if you don't want to talk about these things. That's fine. And man, let's get into this one today because I'm feeling a different type of way about this one. The Miami Hurricanes will not be better anytime soon. Coop, that's a bold statement. Like, are you being for real? I'm being 100% for real. I have a lot of reasons right now that I feel like I can back that statement up. It's not how I want it to be. I don't want it to be true. But I'm really starting to believe it the more I think about it. I definitely don't think that we're sniffing a natty anytime soon. And not even competing in a conference championship anytime soon, especially since next year, it's going to be a divisionless ACC, and that's going to make it even tougher on us. But let's get into the meat of this thing, and let me give you guys some reasons. Now, the last disclaimer I want to make is hopefully I am wrong, and I 100% could be wrong. I mean, nobody really truly knows the future. One big significant thing could completely change this. But let's talk about it. First off, the reason why I don't think Miami will be better anytime soon is because the 2023 class is supposed to be the saving class, right? Our saving grace, the saviors, the guys that are going to bring this thing back, the dogs, the guys that are going to fix the culture problem around here. Now, again, that could very much so happen. But you have to remember that the 2023 class coming in next year, they're going to all be freshmen. And realistically, you can sprinkle in some freshmen that come out and just ball out year one, that really are next level athletes that come in and make an immediate impact and a big difference. But if we're being realistic and honest here, most of the time it takes freshmen a little while to adjust to the college level. You know what I mean? They need to spend a year or two in the strength and conditioning program. They got to adjust to the speed. It takes a little bit of time. So to think that a bunch of true freshmen are going to come in and take us to the ACC championship game or a national championship is a little bit of a reach. I am not throwing shade at the 23 class. It's going to be a good class. It really is. I'm super thankful for it. And the fact that Mario has been able to hold on to it so far up to this point with the record that we have is mind-blowing. But I'm just saying, everyone said, it's every year, is it not, guys? Let's be honest. Every year it is once this recruiting class comes in. This next recruiting class, bro, this is the one. This is the one that brings us back and truly makes a difference. And I don't blame people for kind of standing to the side and taking that wait and see approach, because that's what it's been for how long, guys? How long have we said that? And there ends up being a lot of guys that are bust, or in today's times with the transfer portal, guys that don't even stick around after 1 or 2 years. Again, I hope I'm wrong and this class could be legit, but I'm just saying people are putting all their eggs in that basket and saying that the 23 class is what's going to be the difference, when that 23 class is going to take some time to consistently probably see the field. And if they do see the field early because we flipped the roster, they're going to make some mistakes. It's going to take some time, man. So I guess I should have made a disclaimer also that when I say Miami is not going to be better anytime soon, I'm talking, guys, it's going to be 4 or 5 years, I think, before we start to see significant improvement. And the problem is will Miami fans survive that long? And to an extent, I possibly mean it quite literally. I mean it in two different ways. I mean, how many fans will jump ship? How many fans will give up at that point? How will fans really feel about Mario 4 to 5 years from now if we're not competing for an ACC championship at that point in time? Because we thought it was going to be this year, and then you're telling me it's going to be 5 years or longer? I don't know. And to my other point was saying, will Miami fans survive? I want to read a comment from my most recent video. Sorry, I jumped a little bit. The neighbor's dog just came up to say hello. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. But I want to bring up a comment from Ralph Kern. He commented on my most recent video after the Clemson loss. And check this out. This really hurts, man. This really hits home and really kind of made me rethink this thing. Here's what Ralph had to say. Been a Canes fan since 1960. I'm 76 and am running out of next year opportunities. Please, coach, I would really like to see at least an ACC championship before I check out. How gut-wrenching is that? To read that comment, guys, this guy, man, Ralph is saying, Coop, bro, I'm 76 years old, and I'm realizing that I don't have a ton of time left on this planet. I would like to at least see Miami win a conference championship with the years that I have left in my life. And it really opened my eyes, bro, because I was like, man, I'm 33, right? The very first Miami game I ever watched was the 2001 National Championship. And I'm realizing, am I ever going to see a great Miami Hurricanes football team again? I'm not talking about winning 8 games, 9 games, 10 games. I'm talking about a conference championship. I'm talking about a national championship. And then I'm over here, reading Ralph's comment, and I'm like, dang, bro. Like, that's got to be tough. And I'm seeing other people say the same thing. So will fans even stick around for that long, man? Dang, that's tough to even think about. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Let's talk about another reason here. So first off, we're talking about it taking some time to get these recruits in here, build them up, get them ready for the college level. Another point I have is we've seen zero progress this season in 2023, in my opinion. Or is it 2022? Coop, it's 2022, bro. We've seen zero progress, really, in 2022. Maybe you can point at, well, Coop, this position group. Or, well, Coop, we saw a little bit better in this. I'm talking about take this whole thing, just overall, and tell me, convince me in the comments that we have seen this team improve. It's only been guys regressing, and it's only been things getting worse. Maybe you could say, well, Coop, we saw some fight in this game, or we saw some effort in this. No. I'm talking about wins and losses. I'm talking about stats. I'm talking about the overall picture. We've not seen improvement this year. It's only gotten worse and worse. So with that being said, it's hard to believe that in 2023, 2024, 2025 even possibly, that we're just going to see a complete 180. Yeah, but Coop, we're going to flip the roster. I agree, that's a good thing. But guess what? It's not just going to be a complete 180 still, in my opinion. Yeah, Coop, but we might change this coach. We might do that. Not going to be a complete 180. Which brings me to yet another point. Okay, well, let's say, Coop, we give Josh Gaddis some time. Next year, Gaddis might have a healthy O-line. We bring in the 2023 class, and he has time to do this, make that change, yada, yada, whatever. Gaddis has already shown me that he's not willing or not able, I don't know, to adapt. If you want to go back and argue and say, well, Coop, my argument is that Gaddis is going to be gone, so we will be much better. That also means that we have to learn yet another new offense again, which guess what? Probably takes a little bit of time. Probably isn't a complete 180. Doesn't instantly take off. Yes, I understand it has happened, and sometimes it does. but you're taking yet another chance. Maybe it's better, maybe it's not. We're again playing that lottery, the coaching lottery, where we're hoping that we instantly strike gold with some big time coordinator and he comes in here and just takes off with this thing. And I think that the more likely scenario is that it takes a couple of years when you bring the guy in. And I'm trying to not make this video about Gaddis, which is why I touched on it quickly and kind of moved on, right? But I'm just saying that still means not anytime soon. Probably 4 to 5 years from now, and Canes fans are looking for microwave success right now. Another thing I want to say is we're just too far behind the big programs. These big time programs have been pumping money into their facilities and just the overall program in general for far longer than we have. In my opinion, we really just started having a true blank check this year. Now, I'm not talking about going way back. I'm talking about in the last 10, 15, 20 years, roughly 2 decades. A lot of these big time programs have already been doing that, and we're playing catch up. Guess what? It's going to take time to catch up to that. We're talking about building this, 6-story new football facility. That's amazing. That's awesome. It's good. But they probably won't even break ground on it until next year. And if we're lucky, it's done by 2025 or 2026, which guess what? Is 3 to 5 years from now, which means if it's going to make a big impact, it's not going to be anytime soon. Not right now. Not next year. Not the year after. Which means we're not going to be better anytime soon. We have so much catching up to do, not only with facilities, but just so many things, guys. We've been behind for so long. There's no way that I can expect us to turn it around really anytime soon. But I think I had more points, but honestly, I'm probably going to stop there. The one last thing I will say is that we know Mario is not the best game day coach. Oregon fans told us that. We all saw it with our own 2 eyes. We knew that Mario would have to strike gold with his coordinators especially, and also just with, position coaches and all the guys he surrounds himself with. Mario is a fantastic recruiter. I think that he's a pretty good leader, but he's not the best game day coach. With that being said, it might take several attempts at bringing in the right guys. So let's say he does end up firing Gaddis, or let's say he brings in a different defensive coordinator because he decides he wants to go a different route away from Kevin Steele, or DB's coach, linebackers coach with Charlie Strong, whatever you want to look at. But what I'm saying is it's going to take time for him to possibly get the right hire. Kind of like when you think Manny, we had Enos for a year, Cannon, bring in Lashley. Again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm saying he kind of has a year. He can evaluate his staff, bring in some different guys. Maybe a year or 2, you evaluate a little bit here and there. Again, bring in some different guys. Guess what? It goes right back to what I said, man. Not necessarily anytime soon. The one thing I will say, we all know this, but I feel like it needs to be said again. Mario Cristobal has to succeed at Miami. He must bring us back. Because if he doesn't, this program will never pump this much money into the football team ever again. Period. Honestly, if Mario can't bring us back, you might as well can the football program at the University of Miami. And it hurts my heart to say that, man. People are going to tell me I'm jumping to conclusions, but I'm telling you, if Mario being given a blank check cannot end up bringing us back, they won't do that again. They will not do that ever again. And I can promise you that. So Mario has to be the one. We don't, guys, if you want this football program to stick around, there's no other option. I hope I made some points. I hope I was able to talk about them in a way that made sense, because every time I bring this up and every time I even think about discussing it, I get really heated and I start jumping around, and I may not have made any sense at all. I would love to see some counter arguments down in the comments section. I don't enjoy being right when it's negative things like this. So I don't want to be right. I want to have more hope. And I need you guys to understand, dang it, I should have said this at the beginning of the video. I need you guys to understand that I'm not basing all of this off of just what happened this year. Everyone thinks that, you know, I'm just jumping on the negative bandwagon because we've struggled in 2022. It's not that. This has been building up for a while, guys. Going back with, you know, Shannon, Golden, Rick, Manny, like it's been going on for a long time. So it's not just what has happened this year. And I do feel like to an extent that it does all need to crumble and burn so we can weed out the players and the coaches. I made a video on this channel about that. So I do to an extent feel like that needs to happen. Instead of floating around and just being mid and everyone thinking it's okay, we obviously weren't going to win, which is the real solution. So instead of being mid, burn it down. Burn it down. And then we'll rebuild from there. Like I said, we have something we can gauge. We can kind of assess everything. And now we know kind of what we can look at and base it off of and then go from there. But I'm just a little worried that Canes fans are going to drink the Kool-Aid again. I'm guilty of it as well. And expect a complete turnaround now again in 2023 when you look at the facts, I just don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Maybe a miracle does in fact happen. Just right now, man, I don't think you can convince me. I don't think you can. I think it's going to be a rough ride for probably up to another 4 or 5 years. That's just where I'm at right now. Am I willing to do that? Do I really have a choice? Do I really have a say in it either way? I'm a ride or die Canes fan, so I'm in it for the long haul. I'm locked in, bro. So I don't really have a choice. Anyways, leave your comments down below and let me know how you feel about it. Be honest. Be real. Tell me I'm goofy. Tell me I'm full of crap. Tell me I'm right. I don't know. Maybe some of you agree. Sometimes you do. Tell me I'm crazy. I definitely am. I'm absolutely insane. Man, look at that sunlight. But let's see some interaction, man. I'm looking like Rudolph out here. It is way too freaking cold here in East Tennessee, guys. It's about 35 degrees out here right now. What I would give to be back in South Florida at the moment. Anyways, man, looking forward to the late night real talk tonight. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.